Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Memo here. Thank you for joining me. Today I am excited to bring you the Deformation Space Crimson Wings. This is their DS-01 model, of course their version of a Masterpiece Scale Starscream. And I'm pretty excited because this is the first time I'm going to have a full set of the 3 Seekers in my Masterpiece collection. I've been wanting to do this for years and now I'm able to do it. It's awesome. Quick look at the box. You've got the now famous mistransformed picture of Starscream. I don't know what's happening. If it tells you anything, it tells you the transformation is horrible, which it is. And even the photographer couldn't get it right. But anyhow, the box itself is pretty neat. It's made of a very hardy cardboard. You've got the aluminum reflective blueprint on the front, which does extend out to the sides on both sides. On the back you've got another foil picture of Starscream, Crimson Wings, Deformation aircraft. And then on the top, more aluminum foil writing, Crimson Wings, Deformation aircraft. Very nice box. But anyhow, we're not here for boxes, right? So let's dive in and see what he has in store for us. And here's everything it comes with. You do get an instruction manual. It's got colored pictures, which is nice, but it only really gives you a very basic idea of the transformation. The biggest problem with transformation on this guy is clearance. So they're okay. You do get two null rays, which are very nicely done, nicely sculpted. They do transform into the missile for alt mode. Painted pretty much from end to end, but make sure that you extend it when you're in robot mode. In addition to the plain emotionless face you get on him when you receive him, you do get 2 additional face sculpts. First alternate face is the grin that is typical for the character. It looks nicely done. Painted red eyes, silver face, and I think this is what I'll be displaying him with. The second is just more of a smiling face. Looks really good. Also painted fully. Swap those faces out. It's very simple. He does have very good neck articulation. Just get under there with a tool, maybe a spudger. Take the old face off. Bring in the face that you want to use. And push it on. Very easily done. Since we've done the swap, here's a better look at the face that he comes with installed. Just plain, no emotion at all, but it still looks really good. So let's take a look at the figure. He is amazing looking in my opinion. As you can see, I've installed the grinning face. Head sculpt is very nicely done in gray. I don't believe it's painted, but it looks really nice. You've got the nice detail, the venting on the side of the head, which is spring loaded for transformation, as you would expect. Coming down the chest, you've got his intakes detailed on the inside, but the majority of the red is not painted. Some of it is, but most of it is not. Look at the shoulders. You've got red paint on the shoulders. As you can see, coming down, you've got very nice gunmetal gray inside of the chest and black along the trim. Nice detail inside of the canopy, which is done in a amber clear plastic. Continuing down, nice beautiful gray paint all around. Coming down to his hips, nicely detailed in red plastic. Looking at the arms, plain Jane somewhat, but still really looks good with gray paint and blue paint. Hands are very nicely detailed. See the detail on the wings, looks really good. Coming down the legs, got a scratch on mine. It's disappointing. But fully painted legs, you got charcoal gray here, blue, gray is all painted, including on the thighs. Die-cast feet, done in blue with more charcoal gray. Looks really good. The back, it cleans up pretty nice. These did not include the backpack covers, which I may try and seek those out later, because that does add a beautiful look to the figure. But overall, nicely detailed. You got his boosters for his heels. Looks really good. As far as articulation, head can actually go up and down. So that gives you the ability to look up quite a bit and down a lot. So that's very nice. A little bit of side to side, but not much. But overall, greatly articulated. Shoulders can go up to there. They do have a butterfly, which is nice. Bicep rotation, which is stiff a little bit, but not a problem. You do have a double jointed elbow, which can get you all the way up, which is nice. As far as the hands, he has amazingly articulated fingers, each individually articulated. You've got a pin for all the fingers of the knuckle, and then each finger has an additional joint. They can't splay out, but they do pose nicely. Thumb is on a ball, so you do have the ability to move it, and the thumb actually has 2 points of articulation on it as far as bending, which is very nice. The hand can swivel out, but not in, and you do have rotation. Very nicely done. He does have waist swivel, which is very nice, as well as an ab crunch, which it is tight, so it's hard to use, but there you go. He does have that ability too, which it can go further, it's just a little tight. The hip skirts can move up out of the way, giving you the ability to bring the leg up 90 degrees. A little bit of looseness there on the knee. I'm going to see if I can possibly tighten that with a screw, but it's not a problem. He does have nice ratchets, as you can hear. He can go out to the side on friction, all the way out. He does have this additional hinge. I don't know what that's for, but it's there if you need to use it. The knees are very nicely ratcheted, and they do go all the way, more than 90 degrees, as much as you would ever need. Love those ratchets. As far as the feet, no up and down. They do have a side to side on the toe, and then you have the ability to move the whole foot in a rocker. So overall, very nicely articulated, very nicely decorated figure. He is a tremendous thing to look at. As far as the wings, you do get articulation in these hinges here and here. So you do have the ability to swing the wings back and forth, as well as pull them out and adjust the angle. And I failed to mention, the arms can, if the wings weren't there, they would be able to do a full 360 on a soft ratchet. The null rays do plug into the arms, although they are very tight. You can do it. So just, yeah, be aware that they are extremely tight, but they are functional, as I bump the camera. For comparison, here he is with Masterpiece Soundwave, Masterpiece Megatron, which I think these two look good together. I think they scale well. Here he is with the original MP11 mold, which I'm pretty sure is a KO. I picked it up at a yard sale. Him and Skywarp cost me $10 total. I was pretty excited. But it just shows you how far we've come. Last but not least, here he is with Make Toys Meteor. Now, I had planned on going with the Make Toys versions of the Seekers. That's why I purchased this, but I figured they would launch the other characters alongside the Masterpiece releases with the MP52 mold. Sadly, that didn't happen, so I was forced to go this route. But ultimately, just based off what I'm seeing, I'm very, very happy that I did. And here we have Crimson Wings in his alt mode. I gotta say, getting here is not fun, but he does look fantastic. Coming in to take a closer look. He does have working landing gear. He does roll. Just bear in mind this is a smooth surface, so he's not going to roll very well. The landing gear do fold up here in the front with this working door. Which, by the way, if it's loose, just squeeze these sections together a little bit and it will stay in place. The rear landing gear can simply fold up like so, giving you this look. And there it is from the bottom. I don't like this gap here. It's created when you bring the canopy up to this portion. Gives you this just open and incomplete look here on the bottom. Not a fan. But anyhow, that is pretty much the only bad thing, the only thing I don't like about the alt mode. Canopy does open, though it is rather stiff. Like so. You can look inside, see cushions, controls, and a dashboard. It's really nice. I do love the gray paint throughout. Majority of the red is not painted, but the stripes are. Looking at the tail, the blue is painted as well as the red and white. All the gray is paint. The detail looks exceptional. And the view from the front, you do have the visible slider screws inside the intakes. But otherwise, this gives a bit of an unfinished feel to it, just having the components open like this. And one thing I did notice is this joint right here does not have a pin, so I'm gonna have to reach out to the Chosen Prime. But otherwise, a beautiful looking alt mode. So we can now bring in our null rays and get them into rocket mode. It's very simple. The only issue is it's very tight. So what you want to do is pop open this joint here, bring these up, and then this top and bottom portions here will twist at the same time. Bring them around, make sure your null ray is compressed, and then bring them down and create the same kind of joint. And that gives you his missiles. And they do come off, which is nice. You'll notice that it is a tongue and groove positioning, but really does look good. True to the cartoon, in my opinion. And those do attach under the wings just fine. And you even have a little bit of pivot up and down as an option. And here are Crimson Wings and Make Toys Meteor next to each other. They're about the same length. This is a little deceiving because it's leaned down a little bit, but pretty much the same length. If anything, Meteor is just a little bit longer, and they do scale very well together. But definitely I do prefer the paint on Crimson Wings. And here he is with Masterpiece Smokescreen, just for scale. So let's talk about the figure. Starting with the negatives. I'm not going to show the transformation in this video because the outer thigh is missing a pin, causing the leg to fall apart and it just turns into me fumbling about for an hour trying to get everything in place for jet mode. I did finally get it. I showed the alt mode, but this is what I'm looking at right here. You can see from this picture the pin missing from the side of the leg. Disappointment. So I'm going to work with Chosen Prime to get a replacement. The transformation is horrendous. Parts rubbing on parts. There is a lot of instances of paint transfer on this guy after you get him in robot mode. Luckily, they're hidden on the internals. But yeah, the transformation sucks. Other than that, positives. If you notice, if you already have the new supply blast effects for Make Toys Meteor, shout out to New Supply. They work on his null rays, which is nice. As far as the figure itself, the paint looks tremendous. The paint that's there, the majority of the red is not painted, but all that you see is as far as gray and blue is. The sculpting is phenomenal. Very, very cartoon accurate. More so than the Make Toys, which I said I was initially planning on making my Seekers, but when they didn't release a reissued version of Thundercracker and Skywarp, this is the direction I decided to go. It's alright. I can put the Make Toys Meteor in my Starscream dedicated shelf. That's fine. But overall, the articulation, the decor, everything on this guy really does just blow you away. I was just in awe when I first took him out of the box. He looks amazing. Now, this might not be for you. The MP52 is another wonderful choice. I decided to go this route, though. So I do highly recommend it. I purchased mine from thechosenprime.com. I will put a link in the description below. Great company to work with. Having said all that, if you haven't already, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share with your friends. Also, don't forget to get your bell on. All these steps are simple, free things that you can do that will definitely help my channel grow. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again next time.